Of course, as promised, we are in conversation with Camila Owara of Ziki Media about the music of the business of music distribution, what it takes to get your music out there, how tech has changed the landscape, how social media has changed that landscape. Guy, TikTok, what? Many questions abound, but I'll begin by welcoming Camila to 96.3 Nation FM. Karibu.
Thank you. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good.
You're good.
We're
Thank you
very
for having
happy.
me.
Very happy to have you. Good to see you doing well. You're the regional manager for East Africa at Ziki.
Yes, I am.
And you've been in the music business a minute. You're so young, but you've done so much in the music business. But tell us a little bit about yourself, like in your own words.
Okay, so once again, thank you for having me. Pleasure being here. Excited to be here. So in the music industry, I'll start from my experience.
Yes.
My experience is in public relations and marketing, and I now focus primarily on the entertainment industry, particularly the music industry. So my role as regional manager at Ziki Media is I oversee all the countries in East Africa, and Ziki Media is the largest digital music distribution company. Whoop whoop! This side
You know?
let me hype myself
This side
a
of the
bit.
Sahara,
Yeah,
you know?
that's dope,
Yeah,
yeah.
this side of the Sahara. We work with a number of artists, some of the big names in Kenya, some of the big names in Tanzania.
Just mention them.
Oh,
It's
you want me
okay.
to name
Yeah,
drop?
yes. Name drop. Bye, Sarah.
Okay, so in Kenya we work with Otile Brown, Khaligraph, Bahati, Boy, Cedo, Ssaru, Prince Indah, and a couple of others.
Yes.
In Tanzania we work with Diamond, the whole of Wasafi, so that's Zuchu, Mbosso, Lava Lava. We work with the whole of Konde Gang, Harmonize, Ibra, Rayvanny, Nandi, the whole of King's Music.
Whoa.
So it's quite a large
It's a heavyweight
catalog.
list.
it
right
is.
there.
It really is.
Yes,
That's
it's,
really dope. We'd like to know your affiliation with Warner Music and how it their contributions and achievements in the industry so far. But of course, we'd like to know what is music distribution and what it takes to actually distribute music, especially across Africa, which is actually your forte.
Yeah. So music distribution, I like to demystify it like this. From way back, if you guys remember, when we used to listen to music, would only be able to access it on radio, a show like yours, or on CDs or on tapes. So, but for you to be in the know, you had to listen to radio to know what are the latest hits coming out.
True.
But now it has evolved with technology, and we have seen the growth of the music industry, especially because of the different innovation that we have now in technology. So digital music distribution involves companies like our Ziki Media putting the artist content on different streaming platforms. And that's your Spotify, Apple Music, Boomplay, YouTube, etc. So we get into contracts with some of the artists, like the ones I've mentioned, and then those contracts give us the rights to distribute their content across 200 platforms globally.
Whoa, 200.
Yeah, there are over 200 platforms globally, and we distribute the content on these platforms, and then we collect royalties for the artists on their behalf. So I can confidently say artists are making a living from distributing their music and people streaming their content on legal platforms.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get into that piracy conversation a bit later, because we've come from far, from downloading on Sudri, Jordan
Yes.
_Sparks_no. Do
Treat.
you know?
Bro.
Yo,
2 hours.
hey,
2 hours to
download
go. 2 hours remaining.
4 days remaining.
Well, that piracy conversation we definitely have to have.
Yeah.
But also the advancement of perhaps like streaming. It's really changed the game for artists. TikTok has also changed the game for artists. What would you say are the biggest benefits that artists have reaped from the advent of streaming and, of course, social media, especially TikTok?
Streaming has, in one word, I'd say has made music more global. And that is the direction that music and the industry is currently going. I mean, you've just talked about Rema performing in India. I was in India about 2 months ago, and we played some of the African music in the cab, and the cab driver was going crazy, and he was like, "Oh, you know Rema, can you bring him? I want to meet him."
That's amazing.
Yeah, and we started also now playing music from artists from East Africa, just to be able to connect and give them a feel. So I'd say music distribution, music streaming has taken everything global. We have people listening to content in countries you wouldn't imagine would be enjoying the music. I always like giving this example. For example, an artist like Rayvanny, when we look at his Spotify for artists, his top 10, the top 10 countries that are streaming his music, Kenya and Tanzania fall at the very bottom.
Wow.
So he's being streamed the most in Europe. He's
Amazing.
being streamed the most in the USA, in Australia.
And Latino nations, because
Yes.
he won an award that side.
The EMAs,
Yeah.
yes, we're featuring Maluma.
Yes.
And it's similar also for Kenyan artists. If you look like artists such as Otile Brown and Khaligraph, on the back end of platforms such as Spotify and Apple Music, because those are the platforms that are being used on a global scale, you'll find their content is being consumed in countries that are out of Africa. And I think that is a very important example of how our music is crossing borders.
True.
Now,
For the TikTok part, we'll get into the music and then come back and answer that question.
Yeah.
Because I think it's also it's made quite a seismic shift in the music industry.
True.
And of course we'll also talk about what role Ziki plays in, bridging, if there's gaps, bridging them, and of course getting the artist the very best opportunities, and the listeners, sisi kama fans tunawapenda wo. Getting back into the music with DJ Nara. When we come back, more conversation with Camilla, and of course maybe a chance to win some shmoney.